It's all fit. Like, women on Reddit are leaving their husbands for watching these quote-unquote controversial content creators. And I know, like, Asmongold and Kirsche were in the thumbnail, so I'm curious. I'm really curious, like, whom they are referring to, and just like I'm really kind of curious what this is all about. So, oh, Rev is tiny in this one. Why is Rev so tiny? Rev, why are you so tiny? Anyway, but see, let's see. Let's see if Rev puts out another video today, like in an hour or so, that's an interesting topical thing, then we'll watch that too. But I forgot I wanted to see this. So let's take a look.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. Now before we get into the topics for today's video, I just want to make sure everyone watching has at least a 150 or higher IQ before we get into this content, because you really have to have the intellectual capacity to understand such an enriched platform like Reddit. And that's what we're...
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Uh-oh, I have an IQ of 12. I'm in trouble, chat. Oh god, I'm so dented, I don't know if I can watch this video. Chat, I'm in trouble. I'm going to be completely clueless this entire video. Shut up.
We're talking about today. There is an absolutely insane, a golden nugget of content, a thread calling out multiple content creators and linking it to a potential divorce. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite streamers might be causing some of the worst people to get a divorce thanks to...
I mean, have I caused a divorce? Chat, I haven't caused any of you guys to get a divorce, right? You did, none of you guys had a spouse that said it's me or the sexy anime waifu girl that you watch on Twitch every day, is it? Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank God. Okay. I don't want any of my beautiful strays to have to get divorced. No, I wouldn't want... Well, okay. Let me put it this way. If the wife in question was a reeing harpy, and the stray in question, or sorry, not the wife, but if the spouse was a reeing harpy or a dumbass fucking ooga booga chud that was no good for you, and the spouse said it's me or the sexy anime girl, I would be flattered. Especially with the fact that if it gets you out of a bad relationship where you can do better for yourself, then I'd be okay with it. But I don't actually want people getting divorced over me. I do not want people to get divorced because I'm on screen.
the related viewership. So who are the content creators we're talking about today? Well, one of them is Kirsche, the VTuber. We've talked about her
of course.
Many times. I'm sure a lot of you guys are fans of her. And also her husbando, Asmongold. Now, where does this all begin? Well, oddly enough, it begins on the QAnon casualties subreddit. Yes, they literally have a subreddit for everything, okay? Now, what's the point of this subreddit? Well, basically, these Redditors make posts talking about how political differences with their family members have led to some very, very serious results. Like, there are endless threads about people divorcing their spouses, excommunicating their family members, even cutting family members out of their will because of their problematic political views. You can just see some of the headlines here. Just talk.
Oh my God. Hang on. Let's back it up. Hang on. I have a MAGA husband, please. I'm only looking for advice from people who have been in a relationship like this, ideally long-term, blah, blah, blah. To MAGA who are only leaving now too late, they're something. Oh my God. Look at this one. Pedophilia didn't faze them. Abducting people without words didn't faze them. Smashing car windows, breaking homes, violently something people didn't faze them. Shooting an LGBT woman in the face. Oh my God. And the name is Calming. and they're going on a reeing spree, and their username is calming.
So that was a fucking lie.
Just talking about all sorts of things where they're just cutting off family members simply over political differences. This is truly a Reddit moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard to believe. These people are often very serious. Okay, sometimes I think people psyop and they want attention and updates and what have you, but there really are people out there like this. It shouldn't surprise you. And this is the post we're going to focus on today. Like I said, a golden nugget of content. I hope this is real, and I also hope it's not real at the same time, right? Because this would be completely unhinged. And I guess if this is real, it's a bit of a warning, a bit of a, I guess, a heads up for the potential subject of this thread. But let's get into it. My husband essentially worships Tim Pool and Asmongold's. When I first got with my husband, he wasn't very outspoken when it came to politics. Then Trump happened. Now he obsessively watches Asmongold, Tim Pool, The Quartering, and right-wing VTubers all day, every day.
Oh, God. Can fucking Asmongold take catching strays again? Like, you know what's going to happen is one of these days, Asmongold is just going to go, fuck it, go ahead and call me. Well, he probably already does at this point. Like, so many people are obsessed with calling him right-wing when he's not. Like, the funny part is, he actually agrees with people that are, like, quote-unquote left-wing. He actually agrees with a lot of their thought processes on issues, too. He's all for universal health care. He's all for expanding social programs to give people assistance. He is actually fully supportive of people that are LGBT. He is, like, really central. But because he says things they don't like, because he points out facts and reality that these people don't like, they go, well, because he said something I don't like, he's a fucking Nazi and he's alt-right. And that's how this works. And by the way, it's how it works not only with, like, the extreme left-wing people, it's how it works for the extreme right-wing people, too. The extreme right-wing people do the same fucking thing. If you say one thing that's in agreement with the other side, you are a betrayer, and all of a sudden, you're an extreme left wokey freak. Because that's how these groups think now. It's left or right, doesn't matter. These extremists, if you don't dog walk or goose step to exactly what they want, and if you don't bow and scrape and kiss the ring, you are excommunicated, or worse, you are considered an enemy and you should be killed. I used to, like, mitigate my words on that last part and saying, like, you should just disappear. But now it's literally, if you step out of line even by a millimeter, you are a Nazi and they literally want you to die. They literally want you to be killed now if you step out of line. Like, I have been called both. I have been called both a wokey freak and I've been called a MAGA Trump cock gobbler. Paraphrasing that one, of course. Like, I've been called both. Because I say, okay, I like this, and I don't like this, and I like this, and I don't like this. Because Asmongold, and probably like everyone else that's in this post, because we have our own minds, we will actually take in data, roll it around in this hamster wheel of a cranium, and decide, and examine the facts and formulate an opinion based upon the facts, and then talk about said facts. Because we do that and don't just go to the mind virus, we are the enemy. So, yeah. It's insane.
Dang. Well, when they say right-wing VTubers, they mean anyone who's like a hair length to the right of Mao Zedong, but anyways.
Yeah.
They continue on saying, I have to be careful now.
Actually, I have an issue with that. They say all right to anyone that's a hair left of Mao Zedong. I disagree with that. It's anything, like they say alt right to anything that is a hair right of the extreme left. Whereas on the alt left is a hair's left of the extreme right. Or yeah, well, it said a hair right of Mao Zedong. No, Chaplain, I know he said a hair right of Mao Zedong. But I kind of disagree with that sentiment, because now it's like, okay, you have the extreme left and you have the extreme right. And if you deviate a hair's breadth from either of them, you are instantaneously put into the extreme camp of the other side. So if you are extreme left and you go a hair's width to the right, you are now alt-right or extreme right. If you are, if we're talking about the extreme right and you go a hair's breadth left, you are now an extreme leftist. So there's no middle ground with these peoples in these extremes. That's why they're not worth listening to. That's why their opinions don't matter. Is because when they operate in the extremes, they think in extremes. They don't think in logic. They don't think in reason. They don't think in compromise. They do not think about the massive amounts of middle ground or gray area that comprises the space between these two extremes. And that's why their opinion doesn't matter. Because they can't think outside of extremes. That's why you've got all of these extremist peoples that are basically saying people like Asmongold should be killed. That's why people are saying VTubers like Kirsche should be killed. I don't know about what people said about Tim Pool and the quartering. I have no idea about them. Quartering, yeah, Jeremy can get kind of extreme. I haven't seen anything from him for a long time. I don't think I've seen anything by Tim Pool. Jeremy, I haven't watched in a long time. But Asmongold, it's like, yeah, because he and because Kirsche don't goose step, they are basically an enemy and should be killed. That's how they go. It's basically you have two different camps. You have the TDS on the left. So you have the TDS there, Trump Derangement Syndrome. And on the right, you have TWS, which is Trump Worship Syndrome. You've basically got those two. So people love talking about the people that have TDS for the left, that people that are considered leftists, and if they have any criticism about Trump, it's the people that just and scream about Trump, they say they have TDS. Same thing applies to the right. The people on the right that just cock gobble everything that Trump says, no matter what he says, no matter how batshit stupid or insane he is, and he is batshit crazy and stupid frequently. Those that just gobble that up and basically take his word as like the word of God, they have TWS or Trump Worship Syndrome. You've got both. Let's not fuck with it. They both exist. They're both morons. And their opinions basically are inconsequential because they don't deal with facts, they deal with feelings for both of these two.
But anyways, they continue on saying, I have to be careful now of what I say around him because if he considers anything I say as liberal or left-wing, he insults me. There is
X to doubt. X to fucking doubt. This is someone that is looking for attention. 100% this is someone looking for attention. I seriously fucking doubt that if this person's husband, and I'm going to assume this is a woman, if this woman's husband snaps at her, if she talks about anything liberal, like that's even slightly liberal or left wing, and he insults her, X to doubt.
Thank God I am a constitutionalist.
Okay. Yeah, this is someone I think that is looking for attention, that is a leftist, and basically wants a bunch of people responding, going, you slay queen, you keep going, maybe telling her to leave him. When I see posts like this, I'm sorry, I don't believe him anymore. It's way too fucking easy to lie on the internet. and to make up absolute bullshit like this and saying, if I say something even slightly left-wing or liberal, my husband just starts insulting me. I'm sorry, it's way too fucking easy to lie about that. And my guess is, I guess it's probably more along the lines of, she probably says something like significantly leftist, and he's like, that doesn't make fucking sense. This doesn't make sense because of this reason. And she considers the fact that he's calling her, and I would bet that she's probably, but the fact that he calls her out on stuff that he can demonstrably prove to be false, she views that as an insult to her because he proved her wrong. That would be my guess. And yes, those, like what you just said there, exactly, that the guest on CNN literally accusing ICE. Well, okay, I want to clarify that, because I know what you're talking about. It's not, that has been, I do want to make this clear. Because you said a guest on CNN literally accused ICE of putting prisoners in gas chambers, so I'm not surprised anything Reddit does. Let me say plainly, that's not what happened on CNN. I know what you're talking about. What the guest said is that the guest actually said that ICE is not putting prisoners into gas chambers yet. That's what this, because I saw the video footage. This guest said they're not putting them into gas chambers yet. And when he said that, even Jake fucking Tapper got to look like, what the fuck? Yeah, the word yet was doing a lot of heavy lifting, but context matters. Context matters. But even that was like, had Jake Tapper going, he had a look on his face like, the fuck did you just say? So, yeah, this is what we're talking about. These, like, when we're talking about the extremist peoples. That's what we're talking about.
He insults me. There is one particular female VTuber named Kirsha that seems to have caught his attention lately and watches literally all of her streams and buys her merchandise, even though we are broke. Not even sure what to do at this point. I'm just tired and frustrated. Wow. A based Kirsha viewer right there. Even with limited funds, going out there and supporting her through purchasing her merch. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, the direct
merch going.
Name being mentioned here, Kirsha, among people like Asmongold, who she definitely likes. So what an honor. This person is quite possibly having an end to their marriage over the choice of VTubers and streamers her husband likes to spend time watching. Amazing. But she concludes this by saying, just wanted to add that my plan is to leave. I was recently laid off, so I am currently revising my resume and seeking another job. I am currently saving every penny I have. Wish me luck on this job search if you can. 403 updates.
Okay, this last part is sus. My plan is to leave. I was recently laid off. What do you want to bet? Because as we all know from watching Caleb, financial stressors are one of the leading causes of divorces. What do you want to bet? She got laid off her job, has been slacking off, and the husband's been getting on her about, you need to find work. And that is basically kind of like dovetailed into this in some way, but this is the primary reason why she's leaving. And she's like, I'm tired of you bothering me about getting a job. I'm leaving. What do you want to bet? That is a probable scenario of what's happening here. That would not surprise me. This last codicil line here is sus as fuck.
People are taking this very seriously. So, yeah, bro, if you're out there, okay, maybe you watch me too. I don't want to be snubbed, okay, but maybe you do watch me. Heads up.
For me.
If this is real,
For me.
heads up, dude. Like your wife is planning to leave. You know, best of luck to you. I'm sad this is a reality here, and believable. Like we see.
LaRook, you're absolutely right. Like this whole thing could be not rage bait. I don't think that's quite appropriate. Rage bait, sympathy bait. You are right on that. This entire post very likely could be sympathy bait. Absolutely. This is someone that's posting a complete fabrication on Reddit to just basically get the upvotes, to get the comments, to get the metaphorical head pats. Absolutely could be someone hoping they get a job offer out of sympathy. Also possible. But basically, you can't take it at face value. You cannot take Reddit posts like this at face value. You can't, because people love to fucking lie on the internet. So, yeah, this is either not rage bait. I don't think it's rage bait, but I do think it could be sympathy bait. Could be trying to get, trying to see if someone will say, hey, I'll give you a job, etc., because you're obviously left-leaning and you hate Trump and you hate Tim Asbengold and Tim Pool and the Quartering and Kirsche and I'll give you a job. It's entirely possible. She may not even be fucking married. Okay, the whole thing about her being married could be a lie in and of itself. So, yeah, you take all of this with a truckload of salt.
The kind of nut jobs places like Reddit habitate, right? Like the people who go to these platforms, they're totally unhinged. I'm not surprised if this is real, okay? But the comments are amazing. If you had a friend and she told you she's scared to talk around her husband because he insults her, what would you tell her? If your friend told you that their husband spends their money on OF or strip clubs or those weird drive-through bikini places, what would you
the fuck did you get there? How in the fuck did you get to OF strip clubs or weird drive-through bikini places? Where the fuck did that come from? That is one hell of a fucking leap. Holy shit.
What are we talking about? We were talking about the husband watching like Kirsche and Asmongold, and now we're talking about like adult content and platforms and
we're
clubs.
Not sure it was the woman that wrote it.
I don't even know what this is, man. Like, how do you even know this is a thing? That's crazy. But they say they're definitely making a plan to leave.
Oh, they know it's a thing because they frequent them. That's why the people that know about the, quote, weird drive-through bikini places know about them because they've been to the weird drive-through bikini places. Okay? You're not fooling anyone, Damer. And yes, I did. I talked about it at the beginning of the stream. I saw it.
Unfortunately, I was recently laid off and currently looking for another job. Once I have enough saved, I plan on filing and leaving.
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine being married and following the most incel-coded people. Wow. Haven't heard that.
And here we go.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Because of course, they pulled out the incel. Of course. And once again, not even knowing what the fuck it means. Once again, not even knowing what it means in the first place. Excuse me. Once again, taking words and twisting them to literally just mean you disagree with me, therefore you should die. Fucking morons, these people. I'm literally losing brain cells by just reading their words.
Phrase in a minute. Incel coded. Interesting. You're describing a husband.
Yeah, and by the way, this person has no fucking clue what that means either. This weedback doesn't even know what that means. It's a made-up word. Just for clarification, everybody, incel coded is a literal made-up expression. It doesn't exist in the English language. It is literally made up just to be generic insult number 325. That's it. It doesn't actually have any meaning. If you were to ask someone, what does incel coded mean? They would be, someone that actually uses that word unironically. If somebody says, oh, that's so incel coded, and you ask them, what does that mean? They wouldn't be able to tell you. They'd go on this like rambling, like wild tangent that would explain nothing. Yeah, it kind of goes along with the entire like blank coded verbiage is all bullshit. It's like all of the blank coded verbiage that's out there is literally just used by people to make themselves sound smart. So they think if I say, oh, that is incel coded. Oh, that is PDF coded. Oh, that is LGBT coded. Oh, that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They use that because since it has the word coded in it, it's designed to make people think that, oh, they're smart. It's like, it's something coded. Oh, you must know what the code is then. You must know how to decode this, don't you? But they don't, because it's a made-up fucking word. But because it has the word coded in it, it's designed to try and make the morons think that the person saying that is smart. That's all it is. It is a meaningless word designed to trick, fool, and befuddle dumb people. And that's it.
Right? You do know what the definition of an incel is, but anyways, your husband is an incel. She needs to divorce him and let him realize his incel dream.
But by the way, you gotta love all of these, basement dwelling Redditors that after reading that instantly just decide, yep, he's an incel, not knowing anything about the situation, decides to erroneously call a married man an incel. There's not enough deodorant for that conversation. Calling a husband an incel and saying, oh, you need to divorce him, knowing one fragment of one side of this. And they instantly decide, oh, yeah, divorce him. You wrote this paragraph about like a fragment of your lives and you know nothing else about their lives. Yeah, absolutely, you divorce him. You slakewig.
I'm not hearing this stuff from Redditors in the QAnon casualties subreddit. Crazy. And then people saying, leave him, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point.
Oh my God.
But Kirsha would see this thread
oh, here we go.
and leave a comment that I think is a pretty good take. Saw this in if this is real and not a LARP, I guess heads up, dude, about. And
that is, of course, with Kirsha, precisely the right thing to open up with. If it's real and not a LARP. Because good chance, and Kirsha probably knows this, very good chance, this is a LARP, this is a lie, this is content farming, this is sympathy farming, and good chance it's not real.
Your impending divorce, I would like to remind people of a few things. Don't get married to someone that doesn't share at least basic principles with you. It will not end well. You do not have to agree on everything, but if the similar foundation isn't there, the relationship is quite literally a ticking time bomb, and neither person will be happy.
Also, if one half of the relationship suggests getting into an open relationship, fucking run. I'm just gonna put that out there. Kirsha's not saying it, but I'm gonna say it. Yeah, if you're in a relationship and one half and your partner in your relationship wants to suggest, hey, what if we get into an open relationship? Number one, that person, your partner's already fucking someone else, and you need to start running. Just saying it. I'm just saying it.
When talking through reconcilable differences or any kind of issues, don't be insulting. That is not good communication. Have good communication with your relationship. Within your relationship is something I frequently preach, so neither person will feel neglected or worried to bring up problems or feelings.
Yes.
Very good advice. Additionally, my dear honorable chatters, I very much appreciate any support you give me, but please always put yourselves and your financial situation first. I want you to care for yourselves before thinking of any kind of subs, donos, merch purchases. The mention of buying my merch is odd in the post since my last drop was back in July.
Yeah. And there it is, the key that it's a lie. Because she hasn't had a drop in months. She has not had any merch drops in months. And that's a pretty good indication that this poster is a liar.
Okay. Yes. Very good advice. Same goes to any of my viewers. You got to take care of yourself first. You know, I appreciate support always, but take care of yourself first. Okay. And also, she hit the nail on the head here with the whole thing about you need to marry someone with a foundation you can at least share some similarities with. If you can't agree at your core about like anything, again, it's a ticking time bomb, as pointed out here. You can work through things, and also don't insult your partner, whether it's your husband or your wife, whatever. Do not insult them when you're trying to communicate. Obviously, that doesn't help anything.
Yes.
But yeah, if this post is real, it's a very sad situation where two people clearly didn't have any sort of foundation together, are having their marriage threatened by the husband's choice of viewership on places like Twitch and YouTube. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
It's also, if going on the erroneous assumption that it's true, if their relationship can be threatened because her husband is watching a VTuber that is right-leaning, and that is damaging to your relationship, how good was your relationship in the first place? If a VTuber who has right-leaning opinions is enough to break you up, how good was your marriage in the first place?
crazy situation that I believe could happen. Like I said, it's a coin toss. 50-50 shot this is a real post. I don't really know. But overall,
I'd say less.
It's Reddit.
I'd
okay,
say
at the end of the day, this is very possible on Reddit. But anyways, that's going to do it for this quick video. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
That was... If that's real, that guy actually dodged a bullet. If that post is real and his wife is leaving him, then he actually dodged a very serious bullet.